guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a delicious caldo de camarón, so stay tuned and we'll get started. So to get started, you want to get your shrimp stock going. I did buy the shrimp with the shell on so that I could do this, and you want to reserve the shells, add them to a small pot of water, 2 bay leaves, and a little bit of salt. You want to go ahead and let that simmer for about 20 minutes, and in the meantime, we could start frying our other ingredients. In a separate pan, I did add about 2 tablespoons of canola oil, and I started frying about 5 guajillo chilies, 1/8 of a yellow onion. I did use 3 fresh Roma tomatoes, and I just gave them like a rough chop just so that we can get more sides of the tomatoes with the nice sear. So I did use 3 of those, and then I also added 2 fresh garlic cloves. I gave them like a quick smash, that way they would open up a little bit and start letting their flavor out. So I went ahead and I added those, and you want to just go ahead and keep stirring them and flip your chilies over. You don't want to burn them, you just want to cook them down just a little bit. After about I want to say 15 to 20 minutes, because you want to do this on low medium heat, you can add your shrimp stock in. I ended up getting about 2 cups of that, and you want to go ahead and strain it because you do not want any of those shrimp shells in there. So go ahead and add that to your pot. I did add about 1 full tablespoon of ground dried shrimp. Now you can find this at your local Hispanic market. If they don't have it, you can also use Instacart, which is what I do, so I can have it, you know, delivered to my house. But it's fairly easy to find, and trust me, it's gonna take your caldo to the next level. So I went ahead and I brought this to a boil, and then I let it cool down before adding it to my blender. Now, depending what kind of blender you have, it might not be able to handle the heat, so let it cool down if you don't think your blender can handle it. But mine can, so I just went ahead and I added all my ingredients. Of course, reserve your liquid because that is your shrimp stock, so do not throw that away. I'm just doing this, you know, so I don't make a big mess. But yeah, once you add all your ingredients to your blender, also add your liquid in there. And again, it was about 2 cups of the shrimp stock. And by this time, you're gonna be able to, you know, smell that concentrated shrimp flavor. And this is gonna be your base for your caldo, which is the most important part. So yeah, I did go ahead and I blended this pretty well. I blended it for about 2 to 3 minutes. And of course, we are gonna be frying our sauce. I did clean out the pan a bit. I added about 1 tablespoon of oil, and I added just a tiny bit of yellow onion, and that's just to flavor the oil that we're gonna fry our sauce in. So just give that a quick mix just to make sure that the onion does soften up. And then I did go ahead and I strained my mixture with the chilies and the tomatoes. We used a lot of guajillo chilies, so I do recommend that you do not skip this step, you guys, because there is a lot of grit because we use so many dried chilies. So just go ahead and strain your sauce. I mean, I have a Vitamix and I still had to strain. So just go ahead and do that. And then we do not want to waste any of our mixture, so I added water to my blender and added that as well. I did add about 3 cups, I want to say, but it depends how much room you have in your pan. So just go ahead and add that. And here are my shrimp. They're completely deveined. You want to make sure that they are deveined, you guys. We don't eat no dirty shrimp here. And yeah, make sure that your shells are completely gone. You don't even want to tell, because you don't want somebody to have to pick at it, you know, while they're eating. So I did season my broth with another tablespoon of the ground dried shrimp, and that's gonna give it so much flavor, you guys. I also added 1 teaspoon of fresh oregano. When you're talking about Mexican oregano, a little goes a long way. Once it does come to a boil, you can start adding your heartier vegetables, which is my carrots and my squash. I use an Italian squash, but you can use the Mexican kind or whatever vegetable you like. After about 3 minutes, I added my chayote, which is another like Mexican vegetable. It's not really my favorite, but I grew up with that being in my caldo, so I had to add it as well. Now, after about 2 minutes, you can start adding your potatoes. You want to add those last, you guys, because they you don't want them to be mushy. You want them to hold their shape because they could change your broth. They could start thicken up your broth if you leave them in for too long. So after about 2 minutes, once everything is boiling and everything, all your vegetables are cooked, you can now start adding your shrimp. The shrimp should only really cook for about 3-5 minutes at the most, you guys, because even after you turn off the heat, they're gonna still continue to cook, and you don't want to be eating, you know, tires. So just go ahead and nestle them in, and this is gonna go really fast. Once you're here at this stage, you're pretty much done. So I went ahead and I added my shrimpies, and of course you cannot forget the cilantro. And you guys, if you do not like cilantro, give it a shot. It's really good for you. It helps eliminate metals from the body. It's just really good overall. So I gave that a quick mix. Again, no more than 5 minutes, and go ahead and turn off your heat. Now, I do like to accompany my caldo de camarón with some flour tortillas just as a side, but you can also use bread. This is just what I like to pair it with and what I grew up eating. And of course, once you serve it, you want to add a little bit of fresh lime. I like to top mine off with a little bit of chopped onion and cilantro, and also you cannot forget the avocado. And yeah, you guys, here we are. I really hope that you guys get to try it. I hope your family gets to try it, and let me know what you guys think. So we're at the end, and I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!